Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an unexplained places video on Taos Ranch. In northeast New Mexico, near the town of Taos, New Mexico, there sits a ranch owned by a widow, and that place is the site of a ton of strange occurrences. The ranch sits in close proximity to Dulce and Taos. Check out my videos on Dulce, New Mexico, and the Taos Hum. Before I get into this, though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you would hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on social media, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all 7 of my books there. I like to think I write good stories that make you think. All right. Taos Ranch. The current owner and her late husband bought the property more than a decade ago. The articles I read had different dates of their purchase of the ranch, so I'm not sure exactly what date it was. I know it was more than 10 years ago. Long before that they bought this land, however, the locals reported strange occurrences on the property. Things like UFO sightings, hauntings and shadows, the Taos Hum, spectral humanoids walking around, apparitions in and around the house, odd electromagnetic situations, different radios would go on the haywire, electrical devices would lose power, that kind of thing. When the couple bought the land, they immediately knew something was off about this ranch. They experienced all manner of different phenomena. In addition to those I mentioned just now, they reported regular alien abductions. Oddly enough, those abductions didn't start from my understanding until these people bought the ranch. So I don't know if the aliens were targeting them. I don't know if they were being targeted before that. I don't know. But this is where they started reporting. Portals or gateways to God knows where. They saw these things open up and close. It was crazy. Strange lights were seen moving through the sky and along the grounds and in their house. I'm sorry. It's one thing to see something going down the street or, across the yard or whatever. But if it's in your house, to me, that's a threat. I don't care who they are. I mean, I don't care if they're the most peaceful things in the world and they just don't understand the concept of personal boundaries, but something in your house is a threat. That's the way I see it. Unexplained dead pets. All their pets were dying for no reason. Unusual energy spikes and electrical issues in the house. And that was mentioned a little bit before with the odd electromagnetic situations, but this was the house would lose power and then gain power for no reason. Electricians would come out and check and there's nothing wrong. The radios would turn on and off by themselves, that kind of thing. Of course, that could be a haunting, we don't know. Strange illnesses in both of them, which eventually took the life of her husband. So her husband actually died on the property because of this stuff. That's what got my attention. It's one thing to report strange things and it's kind of scary, but and dead pets are bad enough, but they killed her husband. That's crazy. The owner called in professional investigators and scientists to figure out what was going on. These people used ground penetrating radar and other sensory devices. They scoured the area around the house and they discovered a number of underground artificial structures. The one near the house they dug up, and it was about 3 meters underground. It was made of some kind of metal and was very, very old, possibly ancient. The metal was an unknown type, possibly extraterrestrial in origin. We say that because there's no known metal like this anywhere on the planet. And because it was so old, possibly ancient, we're not sure who would be developing different alloys back then. So, yeah, that's why they're saying it's possibly extraterrestrial in origin, because nobody here was doing it. The object did not emit energy, but it did interact with electromagnetic fields in unusual ways. It amplified certain EM frequencies, but dampened others. The object emitted weak signals on the same frequency as the Taos Hum. Researchers theorize that it might be responsible, directly or indirectly, for the Taos Hum. So that's something new there. if this ranch has something on it that was buried underground that was either emitting or causing somehow this Taos hum, that would explain a lot. Because I myself have heard the Taos hum. It's crazy. The Taos Ranch is one of those areas that remind one of the Skinwalker Ranch. There are a number of places like this all over the nation and across the world. I've done videos on them. There's a place in England that is so much like the Skinwalker Ranch. I mean, it's almost a clone, except for obviously the land is different. It's a different climate, but the experiences are very, very similar. Places like this, in my opinion, need to be cordoned off and investigated by serious scientists with serious resources, not just government scientists. I hate to say it, but I don't trust what the government says. They keep stuff from us. They hide stuff for national security reasons or whatever. And when everything is a national security issue, that means is any of it real? You see what I'm saying? Unfortunately, many of these places seem to be protected by government agencies or the military. So even if these serious investigations did take place, it's possible that we will never know any of their findings. It seems that whenever the paranormal is involved, the government and the military automatically treat them like above top secret. I mean, it took how many decades for them to admit that UFOs were real? I mean, come on. All these people can't possibly be wrong. They can't all be hoaxers. But they're just now, within the last 10 years, admitting that UFOs were real. And it took stuff like the Nimitz encounters. Go check those out, by the way. I did a video called UFOs Evidently. Go check that out. But my contention there is, and the Phoenix Lights is a good one too. I did a video called UFOs, Bigfoot and UFOs, I think it was called. Go check that out. But my contention here is, the government wants to hide things. They think everything needs to be hidden from the American public. And sometimes you just can't hide it. It's too big to hide. And this is one of those things. When the government tries to hide everything from us, and we know they do you wonder why there are so many conspiracy theorists? It just goes back and forth. The government hides stuff for our good, for our own good. But at the same time, it's stuff that we can handle. But they don't think we can handle it because they're hiding it for our own good. You know what I'm saying? It's just back and forth over and over and over. And when it comes down to the gist of the matter, unless it's something dealing with another country or another military or something like that, UFOs and ghosts and aliens and like that, just let us know. That's my thing. Just let us know. It makes everything easier. It would end a lot of conspiracy theorists. No, conspiracy theories, I should say. We don't want the conspiracy theorists to end. That's where we get all of our good information. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. Clarissa Lowe, a historian from the future. Delmore Kane, a Civil War veteran turned outlaw. This oddball pairing faces a conspiracy of epic proportions spanning the centuries. If you like action and adventure westerns with a splash of science fiction and fantasy, check out my book series Drifters and their ongoing adventures.